ANUPA conference, and it's been good. We've really been enjoying ourselves, the program, the lecture, the teaching, the introduction. Every section of it has been so great, and we're enjoying it so far.
We're excited because it exceeded far beyond our expectations. The turnout was wonderful, and we're actually practically embracing the new normal. We even had more persons participating virtually than physically, and by the time we calculated, the number was beautiful, and most universities were ably represented, so I'm excited.
Persons, staff from other sister universities across the country, and from the first topic lecture we've had this morning, I've been able to gain an extra mile from what I know already. The lecturer had given us a lot of insights on how to handle personal problems, administrative problems when they come up in institutions of higher learning where we come from.
I saw the crowd yesterday. I was happy because the crowd was overwhelming. Initially, we envisaged that people might not come, considering the situation of the country and the strike all over the place. But by the time we started, I saw that God went ahead of us and made it a huge success.
It's been a wonderful workshop, so to say, thought-provoking and rewarding. With the sub-theme that we have, I believe that after this workshop, the junior administrators will be better record keepers in their individual universities, and they will be able to adapt to the new normal, and that will facilitate their work and their schedule.
The title of my lecture is actually leveraging on ICT for enhancing administrative efficiency in the university system. The role of the university administrator in the paperless servicing of committee meetings. Basically, the reason is because we are living in a new normal, as they say. The usage of ICT has become inevitable in our society. Even before the advent of COVID, we were under, the usage of ICT had gradually crept into the general administration, and then more specifically into university administration. Initially, the usage of ICT in the university was almost restricted to the academic side, but we noticed that there was need also introduce it in administration. So basically, in administration, what you do as an administrator is the servicing of committee meetings. Most of your work is being a secretary to university committees, and at this level, when you come to service committees, to make your work seamless, to make your work easier, you need to use certain digital technologies to enable you.
Aims and objectives of ANUPA: to promote and advance professional athletic knowledge, and best practice, through workshops and seminars. It gives me great joy to welcome you all to this workshop. I'm most grateful to God that against all odds, He has granted us favor to successfully host this Junior Administrators Training Program, which you may note is the first since the present National Executive Committee of ANUPA, led by my humble self, took over mantle of leadership of the association. I salute particularly the resource persons for accepting to be here to impart knowledge, and the participants for availing themselves to be trained. It suffices to state that we can only achieve world-class administrative practices in Nigerian universities if we have capacity to train, and our university administrators are trainable and available. This explains our careful selection of resource persons to update the skills, knowledge, and general proficiencies of the target person.
And so all departments within the university and all staff within the universities, they represent the registrar. Just like you people are. Wherever you are, you represent the registrar. The registrar cannot be all over. But because you are there, you are the one that will always brief the registrar on what is happening. Any decision that is taken, except that some of you can be very terrible. Can be very, very terrible. I have been having problems with quite a good number of people. You know me, I'm like this. Incidentally, my VC is like this. He is like this, he just wants to bend like this. So I can sleep now. I can go to bed and sleep with my eyes closed. Because some of those things that you want to do, it will not come to my table. Even if you have the premonition of doing it, you cannot do it. Because when it comes to me, I will not accept it from you. So kill it. You don't just get up 2 pages. As registrar now, when you are handing over, you are supposed to give me a big book like this. Yeah, with a very sharp introduction. And make it flow sequentially, logically. When I am reading, I say, yes, this is how it should be. Not just to scatter, jumble up things. We are training you so that you will look organized. Once you are organized, let me tell you, people will do for you. Your name will go far. But pride going before a fall. So I want to advise you, calm down, humble yourself, know the job. That is the beginning of wisdom. What?
What we were used to before is actually changing due to the COVID experience we all had. Then now we have to accost ourselves to the new normal, which is might actually serve as this challenge too. Because what he said something like the network system that we ought to be using, like a positive impact, is actually not what it ought to be because of the economy or because of the situation of Nigeria.
The training, we are ongoing, and everybody can attest to the fact that it's smooth sailing. And those even on visual are thanking us more than even those who are here. They are appreciating it more, that they are getting everything line by line, word by word. Even those who are here who are not hearing well, those who are using Zoom are complimenting us that this is the best and the well-organized training so far.
Of the participants. So far I've acquired new knowledge and skills which will further help me in the discharge of my duties as I go back to my university. So far so good. The experience has been worthwhile.
As an administrator, you are involved in processing students from their matriculation to their education. As the student comes into the university, after he meets the security man, who is the next person that he meets? Is the administrator. And even the security man that he meets certainly cannot, will just grant him access. You are the one that will give him the first impression that you get about the university is because of his contact with the university administration. So also for staff employed into the university. We process them from the time they are recruited to the time they retire. So we are process educators, we are tradition preservers, we are the repository of information, we are the custodians of rules, regulations, we are the record. So we properly grounded in the rules, the regulations, the conditions of service, whatever it is that makes the university, you have to be properly grounded so that at any time you can give proper interpretation of the question that is being asked of you, and also you will be able to guide any committee that you serve on the due process, the procedure, and all what is needed to enable them make informed decisions. So the university administrator is the pivot in which the university will take.
This one, don't bother to sing up. This is also for you from ANUPA. Once again, I say thank you very much and God bless you.
Is entitled The Role of Professional Administrators in the New Normal. That is the title of it. And the paper has looked at a wide range of issues, right from the introduction. Then the participants were made to know what a university is and the kind of role these categories of staff are meant to perform within the university. These were some of the outlines of the paper. And I believe if this kind of training would be sustained, it would bring a turnaround with the university. In addition, if government can provide support through TED fund, if the money is there and these categories of people are still on customized training, I'm telling you, we shall be over this problem.
Embrace the law of respect. And it starts with respecting yourself in whatever you do. If you respect yourself, you will turn out the very best of all. Now, if you respect yourself, when whatever is coming out of your hand, you must also respect those who are going to read it. You understand me? If they are spending 1 hour or 2 hours correcting your minutes, you have not respected yourself. You have also not respected those ones who are the recipients of whatever you do. You are giving excuses, I don't have internet, I don't have laptop. Who will buy it for you? It was my personal laptop that when I was working with registrars as a senior assistant registrar, I bought my own personal laptop. Anywhere it was going, I would take it along. So that was how I smuggled myself to anywhere I was going. It must carry me along because the confidence got to that level. And we were doing excellently well. We were on autopilot. And that's the way you need to work. No, can I tell you one thing? One secret that helped me as an administrator. When I first of all came in, if you listen to my dissertation read, I read agriculture, not humanity. So when I got in there, the very first person that I asked questions from was a clerical officer. Hello? Mr. David, you can bear me witness, the name of that person is M.N. Akam. I won't forget it. I asked him questions. I said, how do you do it? Now he brought out minute books. I read. You understand me? Now, he brought all of those things and I read everything. So it's better for you. Don't say you are the organizer. So otherwise, your secret will be exposed in the public. It's not a gospel, but please find out what is being done there. I asked a clerical officer and then I came in as admin officer 1. Also there was an admin officer 1 on the beat. His name is Mr. Awoyomi. So I asked him relevant questions. So you too can do so. It doesn't matter your age, it doesn't matter your level. Ask questions. The quality of your productivity will be done based on the questions that you ask.
So talk about emerging, we are talking about coming out. Coming out into view, or taking shape, or surviving, and coming out from a difficult situation. When a quiet and young girl suddenly begins to find her voice, it is an example of her emerging personality. Yes, maybe one has been a junior star, and you are now crossed to become a senior star. You begin to find your voice. Maybe congress is another. It is an emerging behavior. Deviance. The fact or state of diverging from usual or accepted standard, especially in social or sexual behavior. In general, in psychological science, deviant behavior is usually referred to as a set of actions and individual actions that violate social and psychological or moral norms. In those days, we say when you deviate from the norm, it is an acceptable behavior. An university, whether it is a special university, whether it's a public university, federal or state, and whether it's a private university, we should be conversant with all these. We should also be conversant with the accreditation and ranking parameters for evaluating university education in Nigeria. And there are some key issues we take note of. The key players in Nigerian university management. In each university, there are organs. These organs are very important. Council, Senate, the congregation, the convocation, faculties, the departments. These are key organs and are very important in the university system.
If there is a marriage and the husband and the wife, they refuse to understand that they are for the same, they are coming together for the same purpose, and that marriage will not work. What am I saying? If you look at my 5 fingers, there is none of these 5 fingers that is not useful. Do you understand me? Every one of these fingers is performing a special role. If you want to clap, it is then that you will know that you can't clap with just one hand. Do you get what I mean? You won't get the desired result. Now, academic staff are there. If you remember the lecture I delivered, I said academic staff came into being well ahead of non-teaching staff. You get what I mean? After several centuries, registrars were brought in, administrators were brought in to fill a gap. We have no reason whatsoever to begin to compete with one another. It's only lack of understanding. Everybody has his own role. As I said with my 5 fingers, every of these fingers has his own role. There is no reason whatsoever. All we need to do is, as professional administrators, do what you need to do and do it well. Provide the needed assistance and ensure that our goal of bringing forth well-educated, well-rounded students or alumni, that goal is achieved. Except that. So if we are competing with one another, we are not going to get it.
It's quite refreshing. I've learned, there are some things that I didn't know before that I learned today. I've learned a lot of things. It's quite eye-opening. Like coming to conditions of service. Initially, I didn't know that, as a non-academic staff, that we have an opportunity to be able to go sabbatical to other schools. I didn't know that. I learned that today.
Recall, okay, if you were there at the President's opening remarks, that is one of the core values of this ANUPA. Training. In fact, ANUPA is a training arm of ANU. So that's what we are doing. It's one of our core values, to train our officers, all the admin officers, regardless of your cadre.
because we know that, so to say, no man is an island. And so, just like today, I came even as a senior deputy registrar, I learned something new. And that's what we do. We continue to train and update skills and knowledge of our members to be in tune with modern realities.
Goes around the facilitation of prescribed or established processes, procedures, and practices. That's what we do. We facilitate established practices, procedures, and practices, and processes. In addition, we also manage, transmit, and disseminate records. Essentially, this is what we do. Whatever we do revolves around this key point: facilitation of established procedures, processes, and practices. We also manage records, transmit records, and we disseminate it. So, and because of this our key mandate, we happen to be everywhere in the system. There is nothing you do in the Nigerian University system that you're not involved, or you have the input of the professional administrator. So, because of this, our presence everywhere, and all-round supporting involvement in the activities of the university, we are always level, as we mentioned earlier, to the pressure that the system brings to bear on its record. Whatever pressure, whatever anxiety, the system brings to bear on the operation of the system. Because of our involvement by everyone, we tend to also feel it. So a major call-out of this is the phenomenon of job stress. So we're now heading to the main point. But the background is that because we are involved in the running of the university, we are everywhere. Whatever pressure or anxiety that the system brings to bear on those operating, we also have it. So, as far as our mandate is concerned, stress is inevitable. And it is not only inevitable, it is also, we cannot avoid managing it if we hope to succeed in our given mandate. That is the central message of this paper.
Start first by thanking our resource persons who found time to be here despite their crowded schedule. In fact, a good lot of them had not minding the stress associated with their offices, found time to write up the papers, accept in the first instance to be here, write up their papers quite on time, and be here physically today with us. In that regard, I will say thank you very much. I will say you are very welcome, and I will pray you continue to be with us. No, you have been part of us. We do a long history, and we are very glad you are here. A good number of others have delivered the lectures and they are gone, but you can see those lectures were very enriching and impactful. The whole idea of having this workshop is to see to the extent we can get ourselves retooled and upskilled for the demands of our everyday job as administrators. And you can agree with me to a large extent that that objective has been achieved.
The training is of utmost importance to us because we want to change the narrative in the university system. And the prevailing environment now, administrative environment now, makes things very difficult. But against all odds, we are here because we know it's something we must do if the university system will change. Because as you may know, professional administrators are the engine room of any university. If we don't give the backing to the university administration, they may not succeed. So that is why, in spite of all the existing odds, we have struggled and put together the package for this crop of administrators. Yes, like I said, we need to update their knowledge, update their skills, to be able to cope with the changing administrative environment, which is also now static. We are talking about new normal now because things are done now differently, mostly online or preferably online. So we are expecting that the participants at the end of the day would have adopted strategies that would make them function very efficiently, even in the changing environment.
I tell you, there can never be a total workplace deviance in the university system. If we can curtail it, fine. But we know that those behaviors that are considered to be deviance working seriously against administration in university. Take, for example, the simplest, coming late to work. Closing before time. Even coming to work and not doing your work properly. Gossiping, telling lies to the most grievous ones of embezzlement, involving yourself in all kind of malpractices, stealing and all. They are not helping the system, and there's no way they can help the university system. It is better we have absence of this deviance in the university system, or we curtail it to the barest minimum.
It was something up to now I cannot rationalize. When the whole world was under total lockdown, they also decided to go on strike. To achieve what? When the universities were closed, societies were closed. So I think these are some of the things bothering me about the unions. You cannot continue to be doing the same thing and getting the same outcome, and then expect if you do tomorrow, you will get a different outcome. If you have been writing exam, if you fail, I think there's a point for you to now check yourself and think of other tactics that will make you pass the exam. I think for the unions, in order for them to make things easy for the government, let them concentrate only on their welfare in terms of remuneration and condition of service. The issue of struggling to force government to rehabilitate, to revitalize the university, that should not be their concern. That's why you begin to hear of trillions of naira, billions of naira being required. But if they can concentrate on their emolument and their condition of service, I think government can do that. Can attempt to say, okay. But the issue of revitalizing the institution is government investment, it's not your own. If they do that, I think the figures will go down, and the government will begin to see reason with that. They will not begin to compare what is being earned in the university sector and, for instance, the NMPC, and then begin to attend to them. But when you combine the issue of revitalization of the university together with, we end up arriving at the figures that the government cannot. The only answer is, but they won't do it.
Fine. I would say fantastic. It was indeed a success. The turnout was good. Even those who joined virtually, the turnout, one can confidently say, was good. So I'm happy that we were able to do this for our junior colleagues. They have learned a lot. The topics were quite interesting, enriching, educative, and it's been fine. It's been fine, and I'm sure we will keep improving as we go on. Yes, my advice is that they should take in everything. The topics handled at this workshop, I would say, are very, very good topics. And those are the topics you would need as you grow in the system. You should be able to write minutes. You should be able to write reports. You should be able to conduct yourself in the manner of a professional administrator. And once you are able to learn that from now, of course, by the time you become around and then you would have been grounded in the system, you will definitely be a good administrator, one that people also look up to. So it's good. From the beginning, let's groom them. From the beginning, let's show them the way. From the beginning, let's make them comfortable that they are not in the wrong profession, but they should do things right.
As the public relation officer of this great association, I would describe the just concluded junior administrative staff training and workshop as a huge success. It was well attended. We have over 500 attendees, which is highly unprecedented, and both the virtual and the physical use. Advice for them is that in management, staff training and development is one of the personnel functions, and your administrative enhancement is dependent on the level of training you have been able to get. And I am happy that our junior administrative staff have been able to enjoy this training, and I will further advise them that they should always get themselves involved in this kind of training. In fact, the level of their passion, their penchant for training should even increase now, because it is through training that you can develop yourself.
Say it's a step in the right direction, in the sense that the event was channeled towards advancing the cause of making university administration seamless. As such, it brings about the desired result that we require in the new normal that we are in the present day, given various restrictions to work and what have you.
Okay, this is the first outing of the new executive members of ANUPA. So it's a testing ground, and the workshop several times, it has come and gone, and it was successful. We give glory to Almighty about that. Thank God the training was targeted at junior administrators, and having listened to the quality of the lectures delivered, I'm sure they've gained a lot from it, and that is going to help them to improve on their work. There are many things they've not heard about, and today they were able to know it. You know, there are people from federal universities, state universities, especially those from private universities. Especially those from private universities, because most of them were just somehow recruited from all over, and they didn't have people ahead of them to mentor them. So for this, I'm sure they've grown a lot, and I want them to put proper use of what they've learned today to continue to be good administrators. Well, my advice is a lot of things that every administrator must keep on with the trend. The university administration is in a dynamic state, and you have to up your skills. It is necessary to retool or the upcoming administrators. These upstarts, I would say, need a lot of trainings of this nature. And if you continue coming up with these kind of trainings and getting yourself associated, you'll find out that in the next 5-6 years, you are very much at home with what is expected of you. It is very basic that you develop interest in training if you want to make it in the system. A lot of challenges come up. You can only, through trainings of this nature, you come on to share experiences with those who have seen it, those who are there for a long time.